Oh, hi, I'm Rayford, and thank you for joining me for what is a lot of my face. There is a lot happening here right now. I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to go ahead and make a video about a thing that happened on starting Tuesday morning in the Paragon community, and that I felt like I needed to talk about. So just to kind of jump right into it. On Tuesday morning, whether you saw it on Reddit or on Twitter or on Facebook, I'm sure, or on the Paragon website or in game, you probably saw this image. Yeah, what we have here is basically a 4-tier system by which you can spend real money ranging from $20 on up to $150, and get packs that contain stuff, including chances to get additional cards and gems and hero skins, some of which you actually get as part of the packs. The kicker of which is that the skins from one tier to the next, on all the way up to the top tier, they vary. So even if you buy the $150 chest, you don't get all the skins that came in the previous 3 tiers of chests. It's mind-blowing. And the community response to this was immediate, and it was visceral. But anyway, you basically have a pay-to-win system that was kind of pushed out there. I mean, within hours, the entire subreddit was just filled with, "Epic, you are killing your game. For those wondering, don't spend your money on these packs. From r/smite, we're sorry about this." Or, "We're sorry you guys have to deal with this." There was a lot of posts on Reddit. People were tweeting about it. Streamers were talking about it. Content creators on YouTube were talking about it. Everybody kind of talked about it. Except for me, for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is because I have a real-time job, and I do stuff outside of this YouTube thing. This is just kind of a fun thing that I do because, well, I kind of can, and I enjoy it. These are actually my work clothes. I came home from work today. It's Thursday, by the way. Yeah, I came home from work today, and I was like, I need to make a video about this thing because there's actually a twist to this situation that I haven't seen people mentioning at all. And I want to kind of throw this out there and let the community maybe run with it. But also, too, because I wanted to give Epic a chance to go ahead and look at what the community was saying and pivot or make another statement. We've seen them do this in the past where they put a thing out there and 24 to 48 hours later, they say, "Hey, here's an update. Thanks, guys." And yeah, so on Tuesday morning, this image showed up on Reddit, and posts filled Reddit immediately. Then on Wednesday afternoon, Arctic, he made a post on Reddit as well, and on the forums, and they tweeted out a link to it and everything. It basically said, "Hey folks, we hear you. We understand why you're upset. Here's what's happening." They called it a series of mistakes that led to the packs being sold containing chests with cards. They promised, and actually it was the former director, Steve Superville, who directed the game. He promised that cards and heroes and all that good stuff would never be sold. But anyway, we promised that cards and heroes never be sold. We're sorry for our mistake. The chests are removed from the packs as soon as possible, and anybody that's purchased them will keep them. And that they're already working on a system for purchasing cards that you want with rep, in addition to the random chests that are already in the game. They expect that system to go live in patch version 43 on the 19th of September, which I think is a week and change from now. Well, it is a week and change from now. And that they'll share the details next week. So they do say, they end it with, "We're learning as we go. We're making mistakes, and we're sorry for causing this turmoil. Thank you for sticking with us. We really appreciate all of you." And that's a nice gesture. And honestly, the Paragon community team has been fantastic. I've seen games that have much worse. And these guys, they honestly do care, and the Paragon community is truly lucky to have, the community team that it does. But there's a thing here that happened that I feel like people need to kind of be aware of. Now, they called this a series of mistakes led to these packs being sold. I'm going to go ahead and having experience in community management, and also having a buddy that has a lot of experience in community management and with game development, we kind of put our heads together. I laid out the situation for him and my thoughts, and he concurred with it to a pretty fair extent. So here's what we think happened, and here's sort of the result, and what I think the community can and should do here. So what we actually think happened is there's a marketing guy or some guy that said, "Hey, we've got this potential revenue source. people want cards and they want gems and they want hero skins and blah, 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 and they want more chests. Let's package that all up and we'll sell it for money, which we can then use to fund the game and also to pay us and also to fund more development for the game, which is all well and good, except that, again, community uproar. Not a good thing. So, and part of that leans me towards this is you don't just develop like artwork and assets and develop a website and come up with pricing tiers and run that stuff through PlayStation all on like a whim. That's not stuff that you just kind of like, you've got to spare like 30 minutes or so. You kind of finish lunch early and like all your stuff for the day and you're just going to crank this stuff out. No, that takes time and it takes approval and, you got to run it by bosses and stuff. And so I think that's what happened. Some marketing guy or somebody said, we need to make additional revenue flow. Here's our idea. Some other higher up said, yeah, let's go ahead and go with it. I wouldn't guess, and I'm just guessing here, but I'm going to go ahead and say that our community management team said, hey, that's a dumb idea. Here's why. We don't think this should happen. And they probably got overruled because money is important. You got to be able to fund this game. Game development, not cheap. I'm sure many of you know it. I know it. The guys at Epic know it. So game development, not cheap. It got pushed through. The community said, this is the worst thing ever. We will abandon. There was actually calls on Reddit for people to boycott the game for a day or a week. Starting on certain, it was an organized thing. People were talking about it and planning for it. So it wasn't just some kind of on a whim thing. It's not like people said, well, I played it, I got bored and just kind of stopped playing. No, it's like, hey, we should organize. We should rally. This is a straight up rally that was happening. And people said, we're just not going to play. Y'all can suck it. After the community reaction, Arctic made this post saying, hey, we hear you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. We're removing it, etc., etc. And there was much rejoicing. But here's the thing, and it's that part that happened on the back end, the part that I just kind of glazed over. I'm pretty sure that, Arctic and Mooney and those guys, they all said, this is a bad idea, we shouldn't do this, and got overruled. That signifies that there's some clashing of heads going on within Epic. And it's over money, which people can be stubborn, and people are especially stubborn about money. Let's be honest here, money lets you do stuff. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. Whatever. But it's the fact that, again, based on conjecture and based on just my own experience and the experience of one other person who's got years of community management development or community management in games. And I'm glad that the community responded the way that it did once the announcement was made that, Epic was reversing their decision and that, the packs are being removed, etc., etc. That's fantastic. And I'm glad to see that the community reacted the way that it did. And especially with the initial announcement of these packs, because I think that they're awful. It is a pay-to-win system that was kind of out there for like 36 hours or so. But here's where I think the community has a chance to kind of help out our community management team. Now, tweeting at them and tagging them on Reddit and stuff, that's all well and good. Saying, hey, thanks so much, which, by the way, you should absolutely do. If you see them online somewhere, just say, hey, thumbs up, dude, you guys are the best, because they're fantastic. But I think that the community has a chance to sort of reward good behavior here and actually spending some money on coins and buying skins or some packs, whatever, and just say, look, like you guys have a microtransaction in place for, these chests, for crates, for boosts, for skins, all that good stuff, and drop a little bit in there just to kind of help say, look, we like this decision that you made. We want to back you up on this. We love this game because I love this game. I made a tweet just a couple weeks ago saying like it says something about Paragon that it keeps drawing me back in spite of other games that I might pick up. It took me forever to finish Mass Effect, which is a game that I love. It took me forever to finish Legend of Zelda. I still haven't finished Nier Automata because I keep playing freaking Paragon all the freaking time. And I've got less playtime, less games, and like a bunch of other people out there, I'm sure. But at the same time, it keeps drawing me back in. It's got its fingers in me. Or if you're a cat, I've got my cats here, and so they're just immediate, like sort of visual aids. If you're a cat, they've got their claws in me. So And that's okay. I love the game. It's a blast. I love the fact that there's a new hero every 3 weeks that shakes up the meta, despite how much I may complain about it sometimes. Mainly because that hero keeps killing me and I'm still trying to learn how to play around them. But challenges like that and the fact that the game keeps shifting and learning and growing and changing is awesome. And I personally want to continue to help this game out. I want to continue to help the development team in ways that I can. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that. I think that in the way that they've got the system implemented now with microtransactions and whatever, I'm going to continue to do so. But a pay-to-win system like the one that was originally announced, ? That's not the way to go. That's not the way to go. Because at that point, we're essentially Clash of Clans. We're essentially a mobile game that's pay to win. And nobody wants that. So, again, Mooney, Arctic, all those guys that work so hard to make this community and work with this community and talk to us and interact and listen. Thank you guys so much. For all the developers out there that are working their asses off constantly, thank you guys so much. The community has your back. We're here behind you guys 100%. Yeah, I guess that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you've got more thoughts, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I'll be responding to everybody that kind of comments. Whether you agree with me or not, absolutely. It's all about communication. And yeah, that's it for me. Look for more Paragon videos here shortly. Stupid words. Look for more Paragon videos here shortly. I'm just caught up in Destiny 2. Which I'll make videos on here shortly as well. And yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day, you wonderful croutons of awesomeness. Oh, okay, thanks. Bye.